All right, guys, our strength portion today is going to be every 2 minutes for 10 minutes. So that means 5 rounds. We're going to do 3 push jerks, building to a max for the day. All right, so 3 reps, push jerk. Here's what it looks like. Coming out of the rack, take your time here. So find your grip, step under the bar. All right, notice I readjust my neck to get that bar nice and close to my body. My elbows are high, my fingers are open. Okay, but I still have all my fingers around the bar, okay? So take your time here. Then when you feel nice and set up, stand straight up, take a step back, all right? So if you notice my elbows are not in a full front rack, they're about 45 degrees because I do want to push the bar over my head. Okay, my feet are right under my hips, all right? I do a quick dip down into my heels, drive the bar overhead, catch it with my arms locked out in a little quarter squat, stand up, okay? I'll bring the bar back down. Reset, readjust my feet if I need, dip, drive, stand. Okay? Okay, so this can be hard for those that have mobility issues. So here's a couple variations. One is a push press. So it's the same dip and drive, but you just push, you don't move your feet. You just go down and up. Okay? Really focusing on getting that dip and drive out of the legs to help the arms out. Okay, that's the easier one. The more advanced is a split jerk. This makes it easier if you have tight shoulders. Some people can't do a push jerk. So the split jerk looks like this. Dip drive. All right, so that position allows my shoulders a little bit of help with mobility. Okay, so again, building up for 5 sets. Really focus on that good setup. Really getting the power from the legs. When this gets heavy, it can feel like, oh my God, this is too heavy for my arms. But remember, it's really a leg-driven movement. So focus on getting that feeling and have fun with it, guys. Let's talk about conditioning. All right, guys, interesting workout today. It's an interval style, but with some heavy deadlifts, some high box jumps, and a little bit of rowing. So the way it's going to work, it's going to be 6 rounds. Every 3 minutes, you're going to perform 3 heavy deadlifts, 3 high box jumps, and then for guys, 300 meters, women 250 on the rower, okay? You get to rest the remainder of the time after that before you start your next round at the next 3 minutes, okay? So the heavy deadlifts, right? We don't do super heavy. This is heavier than normal, only 3, okay? So standard basic stuff with the deadlift, nice strong back. So feet are right under the hips, okay? If it's really heavy, you can switch one hand over. That's very common, okay? Nice flat back. The shins are vertical. What I'm doing is I'm pulling my butt up so my hamstrings feel really tight and my shins are vertical so that bar can come straight up off the ground. And notice my back is flat. So I'm pulling my chest up, all the tension through my posterior chain. I drive up, squeeze my butt at the top. Okay, if you can, you're going to go right into your next rep. Push the hips back, slide it down the body, touch, and stand. Okay, if it's really heavy, you might have to drop the bar, okay, reset, and pull back off the ground, okay? So a couple options for those of you with tight backs or really tight you struggle with deadlifts because you can't get that back flat. You got tight hamstrings, all right? So 2 things that we can do. One is to go into a sumo deadlift. So the arms come inside the legs. Same thing with the grip. You can alternate the grip, but this takes the stress out of the low back, puts a little bit more on the quads, and it's a little bit safer on the low back, all right? Option 2, which we don't see that often, but it's a great option, pull out some of these lids to our jerk blocks and start the weight a little bit higher. Now, if you're tight in your hamstrings, it just reduces the range of motion, so it allows you to get a safe, strong setup with a little bit reduced range of motion, but really good option for those with any back issues or tight hamstrings. So from there, you got the high box jump. Again, this is fun. We typically do kind of a standard height. This is only 3 reps, so challenge yourself with a little bit higher. Taking your time, really focus on exploding through the upper body and pulling the feet up. So some mobility helps here as well. I can pull my feet up nice and high and stand up at the top every single rep. From here, most people will step down. But again, really driving, starting the hips back, big jump, and stand. So challenge yourself to do something higher than you do normally. Okay, it's only 3 reps. Take your time. From here, you're going to finish off each round with a little row sprint, 300 for guys, 250 for women. 6 times through that, guys, interval. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.